6:15 in the morning, and I like to stay in bed and go for working. See the sun stripes on the floor, stay back for more. It's 6:15 in the morning. There's the smell of coffee in the air. Someone's working in the kitchen downstairs. I wish they bring some bread and ham and eggs, but black coffee first, please, for sure. It's 6:15 in the morning, and I like to stay in bed and go for work. The sun stripes on the floor, can't say I'm back for more. It's 6:15 in the morning, studying the paintings on the wall from my wife. Some are dark, some in between, and some are alive. I hear the tippity-tap on the floor from my cat. Jump into my bed and then meow. It's 6:15 in the morning, and I like to stay in bed and go for walking. See the sun stripes on the floor, can say I'm back for more. It's 6:15 in the morning. One day when I retired, my bed could be my worst desire, but I begged my doctor to shout, get out. It's 6:15 in the morning, and I like to stay in bed, don't go for work. I see the sun stripes on the floor, stand back for more. It's 6:15 in the morning. It's 6:15 in the morning, and I like to stay in bed, go working. See the sun stripes on the floor, and say I'm back for more. It's 6:15 in the morning.
We talk about all of the different cultural and lifestyle aspects of the world of culture, lifestyle, and wealth, in fact. And this week, I'd like to introduce Dimitra Flouridou. Excuse me if my pronunciation is somewhat off here. She's a 43-year-old student of digital art at Kapodistrian University in Athens, Greece, and an amateur photographer. She's a self-taught video editor and creator and has an MED in educational management with a BA in preschool education. When it comes to her love of art, she has an acute like of visualizing musical themes and expressing her intense feelings towards her educational abilities. So today we're going to look at a few of Dimitra's art pieces, a couple of photography works, and a couple of art pieces as well. And coming up in a few weeks, we'll have one of her videos. So I'd like to introduce Dimitra. Hello there, and welcome to the show.
Hi there, Carl. Thank you for inviting me and for hosting me at your show. It's a really great opportunity for new artists to be presented. So I'd like to thank you again.
Superb. Shall we start by looking at one of your most interesting artworks? What's the title of the one with the hand, as we can see now on the screen? Very interesting.
Well, it's a symbolic, surrealistic piece, and it has to do with the Hindu sign with the hand, with the palm and the eye. To interpret it, it's the all-seeing eye, as I express it. So it's the hand of God with watching everything from the sky, and that's the meaning of this artwork. It's formed with parts of images, so it's like a digital collage, and I really love it. So that's what I have to say about it.
Okay, super. The explanation's really good because we see the clouds and the eye there. It has a quite surrealistic edge to it as well, with the tones and
Yeah,
the
it is.
darkness to go with it. It's almost like light and dark is contained there in contrast. A really nice piece of work.
And
yes,
and the hand that interferes to help everyone and picks everything right, while the palm sees it from above from
you're right.
clouds. That's the
Yeah,
meaning.
it has a degree of authority to it as well. And also the clouds indicates the level of height that it's at in the authority level. Shall we go on to another piece of art, photography this time? It's a very interesting one, and I believe you took it on the beach with, what's the title for this one? I would say it's Invisible Man or something similar.
Yeah, it was taken same day last year, while I was working at the beach. So it's a science actor, a science street actor. And all of these actors have this magical energy around them that no one can interfere. And they are so gentle when you approach them. And I hope I show this through my image. And yeah, it was a really nice experience approaching this guy. And from the aesthetic part, it's a surreal act with glasses without a face.
Yeah. The absence of an actual person within the artwork kind of helps us to fill in who is there and what kind of person would be wearing that uniform. The scenery also lends quite well to it as well. It's good. It's quite surreal, and it does trigger a kind of interpretation, especially with the hand movement there. Is that symbolic of something also?
It says okay, and maybe it's from the sign language.
Okay.
I didn't. Yeah.
Go on.
It was a way to salute me. Let's say it's a salute from this guy.
And that's the point of art. I think, especially with this kind, it has a meaning that we have to find, and that's relative to our own experiences.
Well, how about he has no face and still communicate? There's no emptiness even without a face. It's alive.
Very interesting point. It gives a kind of personality to it, despite there being nobody in the actual clothing itself.
Yeah, imagine someone without a face, but still having the ability to interact with you without making you notice that he has no face.
Could we say, therefore, and here's one interpretation, that a person isn't made by the uniform, but is more individual without it? And that's obvious in some cases, of course, as well.
Yeah, the invisible part of people, the aura, that magic that it's invisible.
Okay. Shall we put to a very short break now, and we'll come back and have a look at another photograph and another piece of art to finish the show with, and we'll see you all in a few moments. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our discussion this week on artistic influence through photography and drawings and written art as well. We'd like to introduce, as we did in part 1, Dimitra Flouridou, who is from Greece, and she's learning digital techniques. She's an artist also who is growing day by day with her brilliance. Let's discuss the next couple of pieces that we did mention before the break, and this one is really interesting. I think this is actually one of my favorites. Very nicely drawn. It's if I'm correct, a person who is surfing. What's your logic and focus on this piece of art?
So, I was thinking, when creating this, I was thinking about water, even getting out of a glass or the movement of water. And how can I say? I managed to keep the water image alone without any object, and make it symbolic with a wave, and give this meaning with a surfer. So it's water flowing with a surfer without it being a wave or without it getting out of a glass. Just pure water and someone catching the wave.
Okay, that's interesting, because even though there's no evidence of there being a glass in the artwork, I did think that it was a glass somehow. I'm not sure what gave me that impression. Maybe the shape at the top. It's almost like symbolic of a glass, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just water flow, but looks like it's coming out from a glass when something drops inside. Yeah, it's pure flow and the surfer, and I try to balance it on how it appears and make it really minimal. That's the thing.
Okay.
Minimalistic surrealism.
Yeah, very good. And the way that it kind of goes over the top of the surfer as well could indicate an environmental aspect with regards to how water protects us and nourishes the human condition as well. Perhaps that's also indicative, rather, within the art.
I'm really happy to hear other perceptions of my work and other point of view, and from each one receives it in a different way. So this is my way of how I created it. But as a viewer, there are two ways of seeing art: as a creator and as a viewer. So when you're a creator, you don't have the viewer's aspect so clear, but it's great to listen to the viewer's point of view, how he receives it.
Absolute. And I think that's, again, as we've said earlier, that's the absolute point of it. If it promotes alternative thinking and lets people look at the different layers within the pieces as well, it's very good. So,
and that's
all right.
I'm sorry, that's the true communication through art.
Totally.
The point of view. Yeah.
So let's move on to our final piece, and this is probably a very popular image that we've seen many times over the years in various forms, especially around Christmas, and it's not that far away now. There we go. My first impression is that it's the Santa truck. I'm not convinced that that's right. Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, well, I was walking at the beach again. It's a night walk, so Christmas season is all about lights, okay? Cities become beautiful through lights and night. And I'm walking, okay? And I see this vehicle coming through the road, like we've seen, let's say, sorry about the referring program, in Coca-Cola advertisement.
Yes. Yeah.
And It was a really nice surprise because no, what can I say? No vehicle it has this aesthetic. Other models or not. How can I say?
That's all right.
Anyway, it was an American. No, it was a different kind of vehicle, of Christmas
Yes,
vehicle in the
certainly
city.
was.
And so I'm leaving my coffee down and took the picture.
I think you chose really wisely with the black and white contrast. Somehow, it's ironic. If you were to leave it in color, it would take away some of the contrasting elements. It's almost like the truck is invisible and the lights are there instead, which is the exact meaning that's being portrayed as well, or one of those meanings.
Yeah, and what's the magic thing about street photography? Okay, is that you have to be quick and catch up the scenery in a few seconds. And I feel always lucky to capture unique moments in street photography.
It's beautiful.
And yeah, black and white photography has a double perception. You have to think about lights and shadows and how a colorful image can be shown in black and white and what can be nice in a black and white version. So this track was for sure a totally item for becoming a black and white picture.
It's really good. And the thing with photography, as I was saying the other day to somebody, as you line up the photograph and look and take in all of the elements that are presented before you, there's lots and lots of different options being presented, and our senses are absorbing all of those, and that exact one that is just right isn't presented. It doesn't wave at you, but you just know. And that's when you have to take the photograph, and it feels well balanced. The composition is just correct, the lighting, and there it is. And in this one, you framed it really well. The truck isn't too central, but I can see you've also included a little bit of the building as well. And
it's the coming.
It is moving as well, isn't it?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. As I saw it coming, and that's what I wanted to be visible. How I felt when I saw it coming.
It's brilliant. And you know, whether it doesn't matter where people come from, if they can discuss and express the things that we are seeing and taking part in within our lives, that's really one of the reasons why we are here. However it manifests, in whatever form, in your four expressions here today, we can see different styles, and there's no need to stick to one exact style. It's good to explore, especially so. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And it's really nice to have feedback from people around the world. I don't have the chance to travel a lot, so I see people traveling and making, having the opportunities to capture many things. I'm usually staying in my city, and it's really great to have positive feedback on my captures.
No, it's superb.
And that's a good.
Really good.
From different from countries with totally different street scenes or people or civilization or anything.
And of course, when people do comment on the things that we do, occasionally, very often sometimes, they will say something that we hadn't thought of. And a little bit of that memory goes into the next time we do a piece of art, and we reflect on those thoughts. And I think that's where community is built and connection is being formed. So really well done with those pieces. It's been a pleasure to discuss them with you here on the show this Sunday. For the viewers, Dimitra will be showing a video that she's made in a few weeks. We'll let you know when that is on the YouTube and Facebook channel. Similarly, if you would like to take part as well, if you're in the expressive industries, across culture, lifestyle and wealth, please do let us know, contact us in the magazine. And as you probably saw in a previous episode, the camera has been improved. More improvements will be coming as we learn and develop as well. Thank you very much, Dimitra, for your time. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you all next week.